there were so many people with such disfiguration that a policy was reestablished and held to quite carefully. Yeah. Anyone else? I want to, if not, I want to leave you with another image. It's about 6 minutes long. It's a dance performance. This is the last one. It's a dance performance by two Japanese dancers who live in New York. Their names are Eiko and Koma, E-I-K-O and K-O-M-A. And I think when I show you this 6 minute dance piece in its entirety, you'll see what the connection is to what we've been talking about. What's the name? I forgot already. It's called Undertow. They talked about it as a permanent mourning, not M-O-R-N-I-N-G, M-O-U-R-N-I-G, a permanent mourning. So you might think about the abject and bodies and mourning and the human when you're watching this image. We'll have a little time to talk about it and other things afterwards. It's about 6 minutes long. What's that? It's loading? Well, it's loading. Anyone? Yeah. Approximately.
Yeah.
Oh, the numbers?
Yeah.
I don't know if the numbers are known, partially because there's been dispute over the years on, there was something called Black Rain, that's the name of the movie. It was thought for a long time to be poisonous. In more recent years, it was thought not to be poisonous at all. So I don't really know the numbers of people who were born with deformations, but if you email me, I could easily find out for you. Yeah.
Everyone was today. Everyone was leukemia, cancer, maybe genetic. Now studies
I should also add to this that this didn't happen in Tokyo, right? It happened in two provincial cities. And some of the stigmatization had to do with the fact that it happened on the periphery. Japan was immediately, under the American umbrella, trying to and successfully rebuilding. And there was a sense, well, first of all, many people didn't know about it. And then partially because of American censorship, which lasted until 1952. But there was this sense, and this was true in some ways in Israel with Holocaust survivors, that we don't want to know about that. We're done. America is helping us. We're going to rebuild. And by 1956, 11 years after the war, it had pretty much become rebuilt in a very serious way. And so these are bad reminders. So in 1962 and 3, when Black Rain is written a little later, but when O.A. is writing about this, he is revealing a sort of dark underbelly and bringing to light victims who are hidden. And he's bringing it to light. He's a very established writer in Tokyo at this point. So he is bringing the periphery to the center. The sort of abject, damaged periphery to the center in which people no longer see damage anymore. Everything's been rebuilt already. So that's important to keep in mind, too.
OA is OE, right?
Oh, this is, Undertow is Eiko and Koma, and OA is OE. He was also here. He's one of the two Japanese writers to win a Nobel. Undertow, 6 minutes or so. Lights. This is 1987. Anybody want to take a brief stab at responding or telling us what this is about? If it's about something, yeah.
I think what I interpreted was that it could be seen as like that moment of the bomb, like exploding, and while these two, I don't know, like lovers or people that are next to each other, physically close to each other, but in that moment before death, it's kind of like this confused, kind of detached state where you don't really know if they're on or separated by the moment.
That's nicely put. Yeah. Yeah.
I think also from the title of the piece, I completely agree with that, but I think they're also comparing it to like that feeling when you're like in the waves and like you're kind of brought under the water and you kind of don't know where you're up. And I think they portrayed that really effectively because even though it was kind of long.
It was a long 6 minutes.
Yeah, they're not really doing much.
No.
It seems like they're kind of like if you were to speed it up, it would
Right.
seem like one very quick movement. And I think that was also really effective because it was really unclear as to what the surface was going on.
Yeah.
If they were suspended somehow.
Yeah.
Which I was really impressed with.
Yeah. I mean, there's a threat of them being taken under, the undertow, and they seem to drop and then to surface like they're clinging. And you probably noticed that the bodies are sometimes beautiful, sometimes grotesque, sometimes they seem at peace, sometimes they seem in anguish. They seem to be clinging to each other for some kind of survival as they seem to disappear. Sometimes the bodies start to look like objects. And I didn't show you a bunch of photographs by some Hiroshima photographers who are quite artistic, who turned people's bodies sort of into scarred objects. So there's that as well. So there's something very tense there, and there's something, hopeful maybe too strong a word, but they keep rising to the surface, even as they're being pulled under. And so there is a kind of act, I think, of commemoration and what they call perpetual mourning, that we're always going to be in a state of mourning for what happened. Yeah.
It seemed like someone was being born at the beginning, going down, not if there are.
Oh, it seemed like someone was being born at the beginning. She said it seemed like someone was being born. Well, it does, now that you say that, it does feel like birthing in amniotic fluid. That goes to your response that you can't really tell what the material is. Are they in air? Are they in water? Are they hanging? Are they on a floor? Right? Did you have another comment? No? Aiko, I have a number of their DVDs if you're interested in dance. We're sort of out of time. If there's anyone interested in any of this material or in the class that I teach sometimes or anything related to this subject matter, you could just email me. Tansman A. Yeah, next spring.
Next spring, you guys do this? For the human rights mind?